Hi everybody. So this is our third out of the last 4 days with rain here in Burlington, and this is the time where I thought I'd just remind you what you have to do to maintain your home so that you don't suffer any rain damage in your home. I've suffered it myself, and gotta tell you, it doesn't take a lot to create a lot of damage. So I'm not an inspector, but here are some things that I hear inspectors say all the time when they talk about rain damage. Got my little list here, hold on. So first of all, eaves troughs. You need to make sure that your eaves troughs are clear. It's as simple as that. And that your downspouts are clear so that the water will flow properly off of your roof and away from your home. Now those eaves troughs feed into these downspouts, like I said. So, passing car. So you want to make sure that your downspouts are clear also. But more importantly, and I know this is something that some people don't like aesthetically, but it is really important. Those downspouts need to take the water a minimum of 6 feet away from the foundation of your home. So you can do this either underground or above ground. It's a little elbow and then some spout going out, but 6 feet away from your home. Now, in the older homes, the 100-year-old homes, you'll sometimes see that the downspouts go underground and the water goes into the weeping tiles. Now, over time, those weeping tiles accumulate a lot of silt, and the water around it's a busy street today, the water around your foundation can't get drained away. So you want to make sure it's a very, very simple fix. It's like a $10 fix. You cut the drain, you cap the top, you put it in an elbow, and then you stretch something to get the water 6 feet away from the house. The next thing that you want to cover is you want to make sure that those eaves troughs at the top of your house are actually affixed properly. So you want to make sure that the roof line and the eaves troughs are actually flush together. If there's a gap between the roof and the eaves troughs, the water's just going to go down and it's going to erode the soil, and eventually it's going to sit around your foundation. The next thing you want to make sure of all the inspections I've ever done, I've only ever had one where the inspector said the grading was right. So grading, that means that the land around the house is tilted away from the foundation, so any water that's sitting there drains away. Never is, you guys. So if it's a matter of it being asphalt next to the house, like you have a driveway that goes right up to the side, you want to make sure you put some clear caulking on the seam where the wall, I'm going to hide under the tree, where the wall meets the driveway. And that way you know no water is getting down in between. Okay, if you have raised flower beds around the foundation, that water can't go away. It's leaning towards the house. So make sure you do that. And if the property itself is slanted down, you might want to think about putting in French drains, which will catch the water and again, lead it away from the house. The other thing that you want to think about, and listen, I'm all for water conservation. The reuse of rainwater is very, very important. However, if you're not maintaining your rain barrels and they're just sitting at the bottom of your downspout over the top of your foundation, and you don't have a way for the water to drain away gradually away from the house, or you empty it out manually, it will overflow and you'll all of a sudden have a pool around your foundation. The next thing is, of course, window wells. If your windows or your driveway is slanted and are below the grade, you need to make sure that the water is not accumulating either in the window well or at the bottom of the driveway. So you can put on covers over the windows, those nice bump out sort of plastic things. And in your driveway, you need to make sure you have a proper drain where it meets the garage doors. Last but not least, now this is a bit of an outlier and not a lot of people think of it, but I do, because when I bought my first house, 6 months after I purchased it, my whole basement flooded with rainwater. And it was because it was an older house and the sewage line hadn't been fixed. And I had a very large tree whose roots had broken through the seals in between the different clay line. So if you're in a significantly older house and you know that the infrastructure in your neighborhood has not been updated, and you have very, very large mature trees, you might want to think like maybe once every 5-7 years, actually having a sewer service come in and put a camera down your sewer line, the lateral line away from the house, just to make sure that no trees have broken in and are going to clog everything up, because that's what happened in my house. Last but not least, if these things don't work, and like I said, not an inspector, these are just things I've heard, you do want to check with your insurance company and make sure that you're fully aware of what water damage is covered and what water damage isn't. Our assumption is that our insurance is going to cover any sort of damage that we didn't create ourselves, and that is not always the case. Insurance companies do have what they refer to as water riders, and these water riders, they will cover certain types of water damage and not all. And for some insurance companies, it actually is an extra charge. So that's it that I can think of for today. It started to rain and my hair is going flat, and now there's no more cars. But just remember, this is part of regular home maintenance. It's just a quick reminder. We don't think of it because we don't get huge bouts of rain, but then when we do, all of a sudden, we're not ready. So take a look. It's a great time to be doing this. And if you have any more questions about home maintenance, buying a home, what to look for, or need an inspector, you just let me know. Have a great day. Bye.